Trick or treat!
Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Alec. Welcome to the show. Today I'm going to be talking about Halloween, the 2018 sequel to the original 1978 film titled Halloween as well. I'm not going to go too deep into this movie because I will be getting into spoiler territory, and I want to keep this review spoiler free. That way you know what I liked about the film, what I didn't like about the film, and whether or not you should check it out. And right now I'm going to start off with what I really liked about the film. I really loved the mask. Now, if you're not a big Halloween fan, you might be confused by me saying that, but if you're a big Halloween fan, you know that they've gotten the mask so bad in some movies that it's just like, how? Like, it makes no freaking sense why they would make a Michael Myers movie with the worst mask ever possible. Like, I could go buy a better mask than that at a store than the mask they had on a big budget movie. It makes no sense. But let's not even go into that, right? Just know that the mask in this film is great. It is on point. It is identical to the original from the first film. This mask made me remember why I was so afraid of Michael Myers when I was younger growing up. And I don't know why, but I always remember just being scared of that mask. And I'm so glad that they nailed the mask in this film, and it's great to see it come to life. And it's great to see it kill and do all the creepy stuff that Michael Myers does. And the guy playing Michael Myers does a really good job of just being Michael Myers. I think he does a great job of being this boogeyman who walks and is like in between being a real person and just being evil incarnate. Like, I don't know which one he is. I just know he's a blend of both, and it's awesome. And another thing I like about this movie is that they don't care about anything that happened after the first Halloween. Everything that's happened after the first Halloween is non-existent, doesn't matter, doesn't freaking play any role in this movie, okay? Like, just see the first one and you see this one and you could put them back to back and you'll be happy. And I think that is awesome because we really needed another great sequel. I think Halloween H2O was awesome, but I think this one is actually a little bit better. And it's better because it's more realistic, it's more grounded, it's more modern, and it's easy to relate to the characters. I think the characters are very funny in this movie. There's a lot of funny humor in this movie. I was laughing on this one scene with this young kid. He is just hilarious. You definitely know what scene I'm talking about whenever you watch it and you're laughing and you're gonna be like, oh, that's the scene that Alec was talking about. Yes, it's that one. Another thing I love about this movie is how much Laurie Strode kicks ass, okay? Like, she has been preparing for Michael Myers' return for 40 years and she ain't playing no games, okay? She is so serious about Michael Myers that she's not even friends with her daughter anymore. Like, her daughter thinks her mother's crazy, and you know, I totally understand because the mom raised her to be ready for the boogeyman at any point in time when the boogeyman's been locked up. But it pays off in the end because you'll just have to see. Another thing I like about this movie is that it's not so big on seeing the kills. It's more about the brutality after the fact. Like, here's a house, here's a person before Michael Myers, and here they are after Michael Myers. And I think that's really cool because even though I love gore and I like seeing brutal kills and I like the makeup and the effects that go into them, this isn't a Friday the 13th film. This is a slasher Michael Myers film. This is a Halloween film where the scares don't really come from the kills but from the killer himself. And so I really loved how they showed the brutality of him after the fact. When you see a dead body, like, he's dead. You know he dead. It ain't like, oh, is he okay? Like, no, he's jaw ripped off. Like, some crazy shit happened to him. The film leaves it to your imagination to wonder how it went from a person living to them dead. But then it also shows some brutal kills live action that you're just like, oh shit, like, damn, like, this is Michael Myers, like, off the chain. He ain't playing no games. It ain't no just simple throat slits. It gets pretty intense, and I like those scenes. I like those kills. And I also love the cinematography and the technical aspects. This movie was made very well. It's made proficiently. It has some very memorable shots and iconic shots of Michael Myers that I won't forget for a long time, and I'm really happy about that. The last point I like about this film is the score and the sound. It's very iconic to the original. The tributes and respects this film has for the first one is seen through almost every shot, and even in the opening text and font, it is completely identical to the original, and I love that. It just feels like you can watch the original and watch this one. And I think the film did a great job with Laurie Strode and Michael Myers, and I'm glad that they're not brother and sister. I'm glad that it's just a random act of violence and that he is committed to killing this girl and not letting her get away. And I think that's what drives him. Now, let's talk about what I don't like. Without spoiling stuff, there are certain things I don't like. I don't like that this film doesn't really do anything new with Michael Myers or add to his mythos. I also don't like that I feel like one kill's missing. I feel like there's one kill too short in this movie. Maybe one more kill would have made me feel a little bit more complete. I also don't like that the ending felt rushed and that the movie sometimes felt unfocused. There's times where characters are hinting towards certain directions that the film might go, but it never really doubles down on those, and it kind of wobbles out but then goes back into what you signed up for and what you knew was going to happen. So I wish they took a little bit more chances. I wish there was something in this film that really set itself apart from every other Halloween movie. I think it does a good enough job to honor the first one and follow up to the first one, but I don't think it does a good enough job at making its own identity where I'm like, damn, like I'm glad I saw this movie because I never knew that about Michael Myers, or I never knew this about Laurie Strode. It never really gets into that territory. Another complaint I have, but it's not really a big complaint for me, it might be a complaint for y'all, is that the movie's not that scary. In this modern day and age where horror films are all paranormal and demonic, it's hard to make a good scary slasher film. Now for me, I think this movie is a fun slasher horror film. I really enjoy it, but I don't think general audiences are going to be too afraid. I wonder if kids are afraid of this mask as I was when I was younger, but you know, we'll find out. I'll do some interviews, I'll ask around. But the movie is scary in some scenes, but not jump scare. It's not like, like always in your face. It's scary in the sense of like, I fear for the characters' lives. I fear what's going to happen to this character in this scene. And I really like that feeling. I mean, I hate it during the movie, but if the movie's able to make me feel that way, then I know it's doing a good job. So I give it a pro for one scene that made me feel that way, but then I give it a con because there's not enough scenes that make me feel that way. I always feel like Laurie Strode is prepared for Michael Myers. And that's a good thing if you really love Laurie Strode and you want to see her kick some ass, but it's also a bad thing if you really love Michael Myers and you want to see him kick some ass, which is kind of crazy that you would want to root for the villain. But I like this movie because they paint him as a villain. He's not like an anti-hero. He's not like somebody we can root for. Like, he is dark. He is evil. And I like that. They double down on that. They double down in this movie on Laurie Strode's badassness and Michael Myers being evil. But everything else they kind of hint at, they kind of go into different webs and spirals, but it all kind of comes back together and they don't really flesh out those other ideas. My final complaint is that I felt like the ending was a little bit rushed, but I'll talk more about that in my in-depth spoiler review, which will come out next week. I want y'all to have time to watch the movie so you can watch that video and we can talk about it. But until then, for now, I want to let you know that Halloween was a good movie. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I think there's a little of nitpicking I have, and there's a lot of expectations I had going into the film that is impacting my score right now. And I think if I watch it a couple more times, I might enjoy it more. I might give it a higher score. But the feeling I had after seeing the credits start to roll, it really imprinted on me that this film could have been better. So for that reason, I'm giving Halloween a 7.5 out of 10. Well, that's it, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Alec Garza. Please leave a like, subscribe, and comment what your favorite Halloween movie is and why. And are you excited to watch Halloween? Have you been a long-time Halloween fan, or are you just a horror fan, or do you want to just go and get scared with your friends? Please let me know in the comments below. My name is Alec Garza, and I'll see y'all next Wednesday.